Welcome back to this Let's Play of The Last Remnant. Last time we recruited the Duke of Ghor, and that is one of our final characters. And now we're down to just two people we have yet to recruit. And those two people are on the far side of what I consider to be the hardest boss in the game. He's very easy to miss, too. There's a new quest available in Baulson, and you more or less have to be reading a guide to know it's there, unless you just randomly wandered through Baulson for no apparent reason. There's no indication of it. And it allows... you have to do that quest to recruit one of my two final characters. And it also allows you... essentially, it goes away once you reach Underworld. So, before we reach Underworld, we need to complete that quest. However, before we doing that boss, I want to do a lot of grinding. Particularly because I need Cachexia, which is the final skill in the Hexes tree. To get that, though, I'm going to need to get to rank 5 in Sword of Three Realms so that I can pick up the Mystic Seal formation. And to get rank 4, we have to kill 18, or is it 15? I'll have to look exactly how many, but it's a rather large number of these large eye things. I don't know if you can actually see them floating there in the background. There are actually 2 of them. They come in groups of 3 here on the 6th path, and they're not easy enemies. I'm going to save off screen. Honestly, they're in some ways harder than a couple of the boss fights we've gone through. And they're not too bad. They essentially...
let's do this!
...are... well, they're I think we've fought eyes before, but these are substantially more powerful. The reason why they're easier than many of the bosses is they don't have those cute end-of-round tricks. Yeah, they do kill you with, one-shot your unions, but, we've dealt with that before, so. As with the boss fights, our first priority is just getting rid of one of them. Almost to the exclusive, of even resurrecting my dead unions, I need to get down to 2 of them, because against 3 of them, I just die too quickly. They don't engage you, they always just stay at a distance. And don't think that makes them easier. Does mean it's easy. They all multi-deadlock, and as you can see, they have no shortage of hit points. And so this first couple of rounds is really almost a matter of luck. This, do you manage to miss them consistently, or do you manage to actually put out enough damage to take one out? I don't have any good options, so I have to resurrect. Wow, they actually didn't one-shot. And this is where you just want to pull out any stops you've got. As long as, once we've gotten past this first one, things are a little less hairy. But, Talisman, it's Talisman's Gift. I'm not going to bother trying to heal status ailments. For several of my party groups, they have skills which, equipment which decreases the duration of status ailments. Baulson's group and Jager's... Baulson is in Emmy's squad. So it's really just Rush's squad on the 2 mage groups that I'm worried about. This discharge is bad. And really the major hazard here is your unions deciding to go all out and attacking other groups when they should really be trying to heal. But since all of them multi-deadlock, and they attack you, they don't even deadlock you at range, so... No, I guess we're surviving. Very nice miss there, Duke of Ghor. And I'll have Rush. I'll have those two. Unfortunately, now we're splitting our attention between the two of them, which is not very useful. Down to 3 unions, but we can bring people back fairly quickly. The reason I'm so eager to get down to 2 of these guys is just because if I have 2 unions standing, and I'm fighting 2 of them, I will eventually sort of make it my way back up. Even with 1 union standing, it's theoretically possible. With 3 of them, you need at least to have at least 3 unions alive, or it's just not going to happen. And at those points, I usually just load. This is sort of grinding in that we're getting plenty of practice with our various skills, at least equivalent to doing Baizé. Obviously Baizé gives you lots of money, but I have lots of money, so I'm not too worried. The other frustrating part of fighting these guys, and the reason I'm going to do most of these fights off-screen, is that they are not the only enemy that spawns here. And you can actually have to go through sort of leaving the map and coming back a couple times to actually get them to spawn. One of the other things that spawns here are Terrapests, which drop an item that both Pygus and Maddox need for their weapons, so I'm not too unhappy about just sort of going around this area a couple times. There are also a variety of rare enemies that I'll probably kill if they spawn, but for the most part I'm here trying to kill these guys. And all the enemies here are at least this hard. Well, the Terrapests aren't that hard. They just have lots of hit points. But this is a good place to grind even if I didn't need, well, N minus 3 now. I'll have to look how many.
I know I'm good.
But I'll do all that off screen because, well, it's just going to be the same fight over and over again. Frustratingly, there are 5 spawn points with 3 each, so you have to spawn the eyes at least twice to get that done. But we did it, so... And, while that's certainly obnoxious, that's not even the obnoxious part. Rank 5 requires you to complete guild task, what is it? Oh, it doesn't even show up. But it requires you to defeat Spirit Beast Rin, who's in an area that we're just about to unlock. And let's just say he's annoying to spawn. Because he's at the far side of the area, and there's some clues you can have to you know, from walking through there, whether or not he's up there, but there's a lot of just walking around and seeing, oh, is he there? No. Is he there? No. So, that's sort of obnoxious. To get to Mount Vacal, which is the next area we're going to, we have to go to Valtel, which we've been to before, very briefly. on our way to Crookfen, which is on the path down to Melfina. But this area, I'm just going to run through this area. There's not much to see here. I think these no-snackers, I think is what they're called. I think they're part of a guild task, but I'm not going to bother. Once I have Mystic Seal, I'll be much more sort of liberal about what I fight, because I can skill grind on basically any enemy and I find, because my characters won't be doing any real damage. I guess this is just the map. So, this exit down here goes down to Crookfen. There's another dig point here. If for some reason you don't like using the Crookfen dig point for cash, there's an alternative one here. But honestly, this one involves a lot more monster dodging, and it's not really all that much faster. It doesn't really require you to pay attention to what you're doing, though. Alright. And he warns you there's a monster up ahead. Great. But here's Mount Vacal, and next time we'll start the big climb. Well, heck, I'll just show the entry here. This will probably take multiple videos to get past, and we've still got some time in this one. The obligatory snow area, I guess. But I'll see you next time when we actually go up the mountain.